This is the closing market report for Friday on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. On the phone right now with Bill Moore of Price Futures Group as we wrap up another day in the ag marketplace. Bill, what have we seen going on in the grain and livestock markets to end off this week?
Well, it was a monumental day for geopolitical news, needless to say. A couple things. Israel and Lebanon agreed to a 10-day ceasefire, which many people feel will pave the way for a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran. Secondly, this morning on 9 o'clock Central, Iran announced that they opened the Straits of Hormuz. Really big news as far as it looks like the war is hopefully coming to an end within the next week or 2 weeks. All indications are that way. And the market's taken war premium out where it was in there. But surprisingly, the grain's not falling apart. I think they've already taken out a lot of war premium right now. Corn's down a penny. You know, with this news, it was down at one time 5. Beans are up a penny and a half. One time today, they were down 13. And wheat's up, it was down 8 cents. It was down about 16. So with the stock market up 900 points, the big news, again, is the crude. Crude market's around $83, and it's down about $10. That caused the stock market to soar up 900 points. Point of positivity for the grains is the U.S. dollar, which is down 24 points, and the lowest is down 300 points off its highs, and it's lowest it's been, the U.S. dollar, since going back to the 1st of March. So that's really good for the grains. So interesting action today. I think it tells you again that the market had been anticipating this, the grains, and they'd already removed quite a bit of the war premium. The corn market right now, 447.5. It's up for the week by about maybe 5 or 6 cents. The bean market up 2 cents to 11.66 in May. Also, I think up for the week a little bit, up about maybe steady on the week. And the wheat market down 8, 5.90. I think the wheat is up for the week about a nickel. So again, the market's already taken some war premium out. Plus, you have other factors to look at besides the war. One would be another thing would be the cost of fertilizer, and that is fertilizer and fuel have gone through the roof. And it may alter the acres. People may switch from corn to beans, and the corn they plant is going to have less fertilizer, which could mean lower production all the way around for the corn. So we'll find out in June when we get the final numbers for the acres. Also, it's pretty dry in the western wheat belt, and that could creep over into the bean and corn belt with an El Nino type effect. That would be very positive for the grains. That's something to keep an eye on, this drought that's been in the western winter wheat belt. And again, once going back to the U.S. dollar, I mean, that's a big deal. The dollar down on the month low. Exports in corn have already been good, and this is going to help them even more. So maybe the market's taking that into account. Finally, the summit, Beijing summit, the middle of May, between President Trump and Xi is on. Particularly for sure it's on now, and China will be happy that the strait is open again where they get a lot of their oil, and that could be positive for Chinese U.S. relations and exports. So all in all, I think the market's a pretty nice result today considering the war news we had earlier this morning. Livestock, cattle market is showing some cracks in its bullish armor. You look at the chart of April cattle, they closed down a little bit today. They were down at one time about $4. They came all the way back. I think there was some news that maybe they're going to reopen the Mexican border. The screwworm deal has been resolved. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition. It might have scared the market early. But normally, with the stock market up 900 to 1,000 points, the cattle market would surge, but it's already surged quite a bit since early March of $25. I think it was well overbought and maybe reaching a demand level where the consumer is resisting a little bit. So the cattle with a muted reaction today to the news, because it's already gone up probably too far. It's correcting right now. Plus you have the hog market is the weak sister, made new lows today. It just can't get out of its own way. Demand is just very poor for the pork. And finally, we do have a cattle on feed report at 2 o'clock, looking for 93% placed, So the market will be waiting on those numbers to see how they come out.
All right, Bill, lots of great information today. For anybody who would like to get in touch for more marketing information and check out your newsletter, how can they do that?
630-947-5176, wmore@pricegroup.com. Check out my newsletter, Agmaster, or www.pricegroup.com, the company website. Look at the bios of Jack Scoville and myself. We've both been there a long time. We'd love to help you out.
That again was Bill Moore of Price Futures Group. We'll look at the numbers next.
In rural Iowa, you need reliable information. The Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network brings you ag-specific content like market trends, weather outlooks, and policy updates that matter to your operation, while your local station brings you community news and consistent updates on what is happening in your area. It's a partnership built for the challenges of rural life. Your farm, your local station, and your friends at the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, where Iowa Ag matters. Find us online at iowaagnet.com.
At the close, May corn up 1/4 cent at 4.48 3/4. December new crop up 1/4 cent at 4.77 even. May soybeans up 3 1/2 at 11.67 1/4. November new crop up 1/2 cent at 11.56 1/2. May soybean meal down 90 cents at 3.31.80. May soybean oil down $1.17 at 68.16. Chicago wheat down 7 1/4 at 5.91 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat down 6 even at 6.36 3/4. Minneapolis spring wheat up 1 1/2 at 6.53 1/4. May oats down 14 1/2 at 3.31 1/2. On the Merc, June live cattle down 27 cents at 247.35. May feeders down $1.82 at 365.27. May lean hogs down 65 cents at 93.40. May pork cutout went unchanged at 108.77. And May class 3 milk down 12 cents at 17.01. That's been a check of the closing market prices. Thanks again to Bill Moore of Price Futures Group for joining us today here on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, where Iowa Ag matters. I'm Riley Smith.